Everyone, last video we have seen what is check and what is negotiable instruments act. Today we are going to see what are all the types of checks. So far we have enlisted 9 type of checks and we are going to see one by one in detail. Okay. So the first one is bearer check. Bearer, the term bearer means who carries the check, who brings the check to the bank is the bearer. So here in the check leaf, there is no name mentioned in the check leaf. Only pay the bearer, which means whoever comes with the check, he will get the payment. For instance, in this clip, Professor Balu is coming and receiving a payment only because he is wearing white shirt and white dhoti. Okay, so there is no ID proof check here. Only because of this attire, he is receiving the payment. Likewise, a customer will receive the payment if he carries the bearer check. There is no ID proof checking here, and there won't be any cross questions in bearer check. Okay. So one more thing I want to add is bearer check is endorsable, which means suppose you are receiving a check, bearer check, on the day you have some personal work, so you don't want to go to the bank. So what you are deciding to do is you are handovering the check to your friend. So on behalf of you, your friend will go to the bank and he will get the payment because it's a bearer check. There is no name mentioned here. Here in this case, Basha Bhai is writing a check to Mark Antony. So Mark Antony has two options now. Either he can go to the check, go to the bank, or he can send his assistant Rangasamy to get the payment on behalf of him. Because it is a bearer check, whoever comes with the check will get the payment. So in other words, bearer check can be termed as open check. It is open to all. So the next one is order check. So it is exact opposite to the bearer check. Here the bearer word will be striked out in the check by the check initiator, payment initiator. So there will be a name mentioned here. Pay that person name. Okay. So in this case, we are referring the person as Mile Vaganam. So pay to Mile Vaganam. So uh, only Mile Vaganam can get the payment at the bank. Here the officer is asking the ID proof because this person is claiming himself as Mile Vaganam and he needs some evidence to prove that he is Mile Vaganam. So he got caught because he don't have the valid ID for himself. So what will happen in this case? The real Mile Vaganam will come all the way from Chennai to Nallur to get the payment. Okay, so he has to carry the substantiate ID proof, government ID to claim himself as the real Maivanam. So then only he will get the payment. So this is the difference between bearer check and order check. Here, only the person who is mentioned in that check will get the payment. So next one is crossed check. Suppose you want to give a payment to one person. Okay, so you are writing a check, but one condition is you don't want to give him as cash. You want to transfer it from your account to his account only. So there is no cash payment here, only account transfer will happen. So that is called as crossed check. It is like you are instructing the bank, don't give him cash, only in account you can transfer him. Okay, so how you are instructing the bank in the check via in the check? Okay, here you can see there will be two lines at the top left corner of the check, account payee. Okay, two lines will be the crossed one, so it becomes a crossed check. And here the name will be there, the payee name, the payment receiver name will be there. Then two lines in between the two lines there will be an enclosure of account payee. So only the account will receive the payment and the person cannot get in hand cash. Okay, so this is what I have given in the definition. Okay, so the next one is stale check. Stale check is nothing but an expired check. So right now you might be aware of the fact that a check will be valid up to 3 months from the date of issue. Date of issue means date mentioned on the check. If a person goes to the bank with a check which is expired yesterday or after 90 days, it will be termed as a stale check or invalid check and the payment will be denied. So in check term, it is termed as dishonoring of payment, dishonoring of checks. That means cancelled of checks. Okay, so this is stale check. And the next one is post dated check. Okay, as the name implies, post dated means future date. Suppose today today, assume today the date is May 1, 2025, but you want to give the payment to your friend. Okay, so you are writing a check, but you are mentioning not today's date, May 1st date. You are writing it as May 30, 2025, which is a future date. Why means today is May 1, you may not get, have not got your salary, so at the month end only I will get the salary. So to avoid the check bounce, so you are writing a future date, because only May 30, on the date only my account is credited with my salary, so I can give him the transaction on that day only. But right now I am here and filling the check with a post dated check. Okay, so these checks are mostly using by person who are leaving, I mean who are not, who won't be available on that appropriate date, so they will give it as future date and you can encash on that day, they will give and leave. Okay, next one is anti-dated check. It's just opposite to the post-dated check. Okay, so anti-dated means previous date. Okay, so here suppose today's date is January 31st. Okay, yeah, assume today is January 31st, but you mentioning the date in the check as January 1. So what will happen? Now the check will be valid only 60 days, because already 1 month has been neglected by you. Okay, so in this case, you are indirectly reducing the time span of the check. Okay, so only 60 days will be available for the payee to get the encashment. Within that 60 days, he has to go to the bank and get the payment. Next one is self check. As the name implies, it only involves you, only the account holder. You are the account holder. You walks into the bank. You take out your own, I mean your own check leaf and getting signed and giving it to the counter. You get the cash. So here all the parties involved, drawer, pay, everyone is involved. Only you. This is called self check. It's like withdrawal money from ATM, only you and God will involve, right? Likewise here only you and your check involved in this transaction, and there is no none other person here. Okay, so the next one is mutilated check. Mutilated check means any check which becomes turned off into two or more pieces, it termed as mutilated checks. So in this condition, if it receives the banks, means the bank will reject the check, because it received in term condition, so we cannot get the payment. So it is of no use. You have to get a new check with a correct date. Okay, this is called mutilated check. Next one is traveler's check. Traveler. As the name traveler means one who moves from one country to another country. Okay, here in this context, here it is like that. Okay, so it will be used by those persons who are leaving the country for some official trips or for any other job related work. They will use this traveler check, because uh, rupee is valid only in India. Suppose one person is leaving the in India for US. Okay, in US only dollar can be exchangeable. Okay, at the on behalf of commodity. So here, what instead of exchanging the rupees with the dollars, he can buy some traveler check. Okay, so this will act as a substitute for the US dollar on that country. Okay, suppose you want to, for $1, you want to buy some commodity in US, means you can give this traveler check, which is equivalent to $1 in US. Okay, so it will differs from country to country. You can see in every country there is some traveler checks available there. Okay, so this is I have covered enough, I think so, regarding checks. And if you have any questions, you can ask. And we are going to delve much more in banking awareness in upcoming sessions, like bank guarantee, and we will see letter of credit, types of accounts, small accounts, everything we are going to see in detail in the upcoming session. Stay tuned and thank you.